It's an interesting phenomena that everything I talk about on this channel can be summed up, and every one of the goals that I talk about can be met simply by having a relationship with Jesus, having a real, authentic, honest relationship with Him. 100% of my videos point to that. A 100% of my videos point to Him. Nothing more important in life than being in love with Him. Nothing more important. Knowing Him prevents all kinds of problems simply by being in love with Him. It answers tons of questions. And there's no end to the list of benefits and reasons to be in love with God, to have a relationship with Jesus, to be in love with your Creator. No end. It's an infinite list of eternal benefits. Everything I say, everything I share, it's all about Him. It all points to Him. Being in love with Him. Being in love with Him is the end of all theological debates. It's the solution to every problem you'll ever have. Not to mention that it prevents an infinite number of problems from happening in the first place. Spiritually, mentally, emotionally, psychologically, physically, sexually, financially, relationally. The key is to do it when you're young. Because if you wait until you're older, well, then you have to experience tons of difficulties in all those areas. And that's what people are talking about when they talk about being saved. It's like, well, you experience a bunch of hardship, and you realize that you can't handle it all, you can't deal with it, and no human being can, except for Him. It's the way it goes with most of us, but the key is to be in tune with that relationship when you're young, even when you're a kid, and pay attention to Him. Listen to Him. Take His hand. It's a spiritual thing. It doesn't usually happen physically, although it has happened physically to some people. My dad, when he was a kid and he was an altar boy in the Catholic Church, he said he was doing his altar boy duties one day And Jesus showed up right in front of him, stood there and told him he loved him. So it happens, physically sometimes. But the majority of people that I know who have a relationship with him happens spiritually inside. Just learn to become aware of him. Learn to respond to him. Learn to talk to him. Most of all, learn to receive his love. It's the main part of a relationship with him. Because his love is beyond fathoming, it says in Ephesians something. To know the love of Christ, which is beyond knowledge, I think it says. That's one thing that used to bother me when I would watch a lot of videos and teachings and stuff. It's like, man, how do I remember all this stuff? Well, the main point of all of it is to be in love with him, and then of course to be in love with others too. One of my favorite Bible verses, possibly my favorite one of all. It's in 1st or 2nd Timothy 1, I forget which one. Basically sums up the whole Bible. It says the goal of our instruction is love. From a pure heart and a clean conscience. Be in love with Jesus. It's the answer to life. It's the meaning of life. It's the purpose of life. And of course, love with others as well. All of my videos can be summed up in those two things.